Hello there, welcome back to World of Warships Legends, where today we got a pretty big announcement that Legends will be progressing to mobile platforms, including iOS and Android phones, tablets, and the like. There is an article I will post below if you would like to read the whole thing in its entirety, but let's just talk over it a bit here today so you guys can know what's going on. Also, I have kind of the good and the bad, my personal thoughts on it, more towards the end. Initially, I think it wise for everyone to see how the beta testing goes before screaming that the sky is falling. On that note, this is just going to be in testing for those in Canada on Android devices and iOS here in the States. You can fill out an application to become a super tester if you're so inclined. It's in the article. You can go to the link if you're interested in that. Initially, it sounds like this test phase is only going to offer a choice of 3 nations and commanders that you testers will help the devs iron the kinks out of to help implement it. Now, some of you might be asking, and some of the CCs as well, why a mobile version, especially when there is already World of Warships Blitz for mobile players in the mix. Wargaming's response is initially they just wanted to have access to our accounts in progress from the phone, but decided to go ahead and initiate full gameplay from your mobile devices. Really, they're looking at drastically improving the size of their player base that's going to bring more people into the game that might play on console, more ships sold, more premium time, yada yada yada. So crossplay will initially be in the game between console and mobile players, but communication will not be. They're saying that down the line they plan to implement quick commands and voice chat between the two platforms, so you can spam set a smokescreen from the comfort of the baggage claim line. Cross progression between mobile and console is going to be a thing, and this was maybe one of the main targets, and that is to make the experience between console and mobile transferable. So once out of the testing phase, you would be able to continue gaming on any device, be it phone or console. While it's going on in the beta test, there is no cross progression. There are going to be blank accounts. The next big question you might be asking, will I be able to limit my matchmaking to mobile only, console only? And I want to read this here very clearly. There will be no way for mobile players to disable crossplay during the test phase. Console players, on the other hand, can exclude external players from their matchmaking, but that would also include other consoles as well. So Xbox, you turn this on, you will not get PlayStation players in your match. For now, they do not plan to introduce further limitations for this during the duration of the test phase. There could be other things in the future, and that is the little bit of hope that I think us very serious players could hold on to. More about that later. Some of you might wonder about World of Warships Blitz. Well, they basically say that blitzers will go on blitzing, and that's that. On to my thoughts, the good. The caveat I see here is cross progression. I think this is really cool. I think it could be interesting, as I see myself usually on Sundays or so. I devote a little bit of time to doing silly little AI battles to collect promotion orders on premium ships. You know, so if this AI battles, there could be something I could complete on my phone or tablet. That would be pretty cool. AI is kind of a no-brains operation, and I wouldn't mind that one bit. Maybe even going in to do bureau progressions or something similar. Or hey, I'm on vacation, I'm traveling or the like, could just very simply log in on my phone, on my tablet, complete some havocs or something like that. I think that's a really cool feature, and I can get behind that. As a veteran player myself, I'm sure that I could possibly even get used to the interface and still pummel 90% of the players out there, especially with all the new mobile players, on a regular standard match. And who knows, sometime if I get good enough, that's something that I would consider as well. Being able to log in and check progress from our phones is also very neat, and hey, maybe while these wargaming geniuses are at it, they could add a way to access our detailed statistics, although that might not raise their bottom line. Another thing that could be great about this is getting more players into the game. I genuinely am imagining getting some of my friends or family to check this out on their iPads or phones to see if I could get them more interested or hooked enough to get more serious about it. Think of a similar person in your life that right now would be more likely to pick this thing up on a mobile version, a little less intimidating, a little less entry fee and start learning the ins and outs of the game, right? I think that's pretty cool. Grabbing these serious players who want to learn and get better and could improve our community in the game. Although, I will argue that like now in the current version of the game, these good players who actually, care are going to be few and far between. And I think the mobile version will attract a lot of the potato variety, the likes of which that we've really probably never seen. So those are good things. Cross progression, that's sweet. Maybe bringing in some new players. Who knows? Maybe there are people out there that can't afford consoles. This could afford them the opportunity to play a game like this and get into it at a relatively low cost. And, they could potentially be good players or a good addition. I'm just trying to see the silver lining here. Okay, so I said the good stuff. Now let's talk about the bad stuff. So I pulled up some World of Warships Blitz and kind of looked at it opposed to Legends. The scaling is quite a bit different. The devs say, of course, the field of view and the controls are going to be a little bit different. Of course, they're going to be heavily simplified. Here is a screenshot of Blitz. Looking here, we can see that the throttle appears to be a simple forward-reverse action and the rudder the same with turning your ship. It looks like damage cons can be touch activated along with your consumables. Now look at the top. The match lasts 6 minutes. And it features a 7 versus 7 ship game. In this video, I also noted that the Yamato had a main battery reload time of 12 seconds. So we kind of compare this to Legends, which some might argue is even a dumber, quicker version of the PC version of the game. So a console match, standard match, 15 minutes. This is more than double the match length of a Blitz game. Now, why a mobile version standard match game would have half the time of a console version seems pretty trivial to me. Most of the time people log in to play mobile games, it's probably mostly to burn time, or I would say a good majority of it is burning time. You're perhaps unpoetically sitting on the toilet, waiting for a bus, for an Uber, waiting for your girlfriend to get done trying on those jeans, or waiting for class to start. I would say there's a good amount of people who do not have a full 15 minutes to sit and devote their attention to a game that is at times moderately complex. So that's why everything is sped up on Blitz. Very simple, right? At the worst case, you're on the hook for 6 minutes, and that's it. I would say Legends players might prepare themselves for more teammates rushing and dying immediately, maybe a lot more AFK players, not to mention distracted players that maybe are half playing the game, focusing on spotting for your team in their Mahan, and then the other half ordering their burger and fries at McDonald's. So, I think some of the more serious mobile players that we could bring in could be a fun addition to the game, make our community bigger, more well-known, blah, blah, blah. But I would guess that most mobile gamers currently are not going to devote the time or attention to a full-length random battle. And let's not even mention ranked arena or any sort of competitive mode. I do think a very simple, honestly I have one suggestion, one simple implementation that could make this whole thing not so bad. The biggest fear for veteran players is the influx of these potatoes that aren't going to take the game seriously or, devote time to standard matchmaking, all of that stuff. And that's going to take away the enjoyment of serious players like myself who have invested time and money into this game. Now, this could easily be resolved with one addition. Console players currently have the option to turn crossplay off. This will exclude external players from their matchmaking, so you wouldn't have to play against the mobile players like I mentioned earlier, but it's also going to cut out PlayStation players. And if you look during your next matchmaking and you have crossplay turned on, it might be 50-50 Xbox players and PlayStation players. So turning this off to keep mobile gamers out of your game is also going to exclude a lot of PlayStation players, Sony, or Microsoft players. It could make matchmaking worse. It could take longer, get worse matchups, and get maybe even more of those 5v5 matches that sometimes you get shoved into. So very simply, add a feature to turn mobile gamers off, but continue to allow crossplay between Sony and Microsoft players. Surely that could not be a very difficult feature to implement in an age of 3D printing, quantum computers, and privatized space travel. But we'll see what happens. In conclusion, guys, look for the silver lining. Maybe you will get some of your friends' family with cell phones to check the game out and get them interested in it, and that could be very cool, as well as the cross progression. I think that sounds fun. Let me know what you guys think about this whole ordeal in the comment section down below. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on it. And with that, guys, I'll see you in the next one.